Why you keep falling for broken people? It's not love. Let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself for a second. Why do you always end up with the same kind of person? Different face, same pain. Different story, same ending. It's almost like your heart is following a script you didn't even realize you were given. At the beginning, it always feels like magic. They seem different from everyone else. Deep, mysterious, a little hard to understand. And somehow, that pulls you in even more. You feel special, like you're the one person who truly gets them. And in that moment, it feels like love. Real, intense, undeniable love. But then, slowly, something starts to change. You begin giving more than you receive. You start trying harder, putting in extra effort, making excuses for them. You find yourself fixing, saving, waiting. And one day, without even realizing how you got there, you feel completely exhausted. Not because you loved too much, but because you were the only one holding everything together. So here's the uncomfortable question most people avoid. What if this isn't love? What if the reason you keep falling for broken people has nothing to do with them and everything to do with something inside you? Think about this. You walk into a room full of people. Some are confident, emotionally available, stable. And then there's that one person sitting quietly, a little distant, a little closed off, a little broken. Who do you notice first? It's not random. It's not fate. It's familiarity. Something inside you recognizes something inside them, and your brain whispers, "This feels familiar." The problem is, familiar doesn't always mean healthy. Sometimes familiar just means you've felt this kind of pain before. Here's the truth that hits a little hard. You're not attracted to broken people because you love deeply. You're attracted to them because your mind is trying to solve something unfinished, something from your past. Maybe you grew up feeling like love had to be earned. Maybe attention came with conditions. Maybe you were always the strong one, the understanding one, the fixer. So now, without realizing it, love doesn't feel real unless there's something to fix, unless there's a challenge, unless there's a reason to prove your worth. And that's where everything starts to go wrong. Let's make it real with a simple story. There's someone, let's call her Sarah. Sarah doesn't just date people, she chooses projects. Emotionally unavailable guys, confused guys, people who say things like, "I just need time," but never actually change. And every single time, she tells herself the same thing. He's different. He just needs someone who understands him. At first, everything feels intense. Long conversations, deep emotional talks, late-night bonding. It feels meaningful, like something out of a movie. But a few months later, she finds herself in the same place, drained, confused, wondering why she isn't enough. The truth is, Sarah isn't choosing people, she's choosing a feeling that feels like home. And sometimes, home wasn't peaceful, it wasn't stable, it was unpredictable, inconsistent, confusing. So now, calm feels boring, healthy feels unfamiliar, and chaos feels like chemistry. And let's be honest, sometimes it gets a little funny too. Your friends can see the red flags from miles away. They're like, "He hasn't texted you in 2 days," and you're sitting there saying, "He's just processing his emotions." No, he's just not texting. But your brain starts creating stories, filling in the gaps, convincing you that there's something deeper going on. Before you know it, you've turned into a full-time therapist in a relationship that was supposed to be a partnership. And here's where it becomes a trap. The more you invest, the harder it becomes to walk away, because now it's not just about love, it's about everything you've already given. You start thinking, "I've come this far, I can't give up now." So instead of asking if this person is right for you, you start asking how you can make it work. But here's the twist that changes everything. You're not actually in love with them. You're in love with who they could be, the version of them you've created in your mind, the potential, the future you hope for. But love doesn't exist in the future. It exists in the present. And if someone only feels lovable because of who they might become one day, then you're not loving them. You're holding on to a story. Now, let's be real for a moment. A healthy relationship doesn't feel like a roller coaster. It's actually kind of calm. No constant drama, no guessing games, no emotional highs and lows, just consistency, respect, and peace. And for someone used to chaos, that can feel strange. Your brain starts questioning it. Where's the excitement? But that excitement you're used to isn't love. It's anxiety, it's uncertainty, it's emotional addiction. And addiction feels intense, but it doesn't mean it's good for you. So here's the big truth. The reason you keep falling for broken people is because a part of you is still trying to prove something, that you're enough, that you can fix someone, that you can finally be chosen without conditions. But real love doesn't work like that. You don't have to earn it by suffering. You don't have to fix someone to deserve it. You don't have to lose yourself to be loved. Real love doesn't confuse you. It doesn't make you question your worth. It doesn't leave you drained at the end of the day. Real love feels safe. It feels calm. It feels easy. And maybe that's the part that scares you the most. Because if love is easy, there's nothing to chase, nothing to prove, just something to accept. So what do you do now? The next time you feel that strong pull towards someone, pause for a moment, take a breath, and ask yourself one simple question. Do I actually like this person, or do I just like the challenge of fixing them? That one question can change everything. And here's something important you need to hear. You're not broken for loving broken people. You're human. You just learned love in a way that made struggle feel normal. But that doesn't mean it has to stay that way. You can unlearn it. You can choose differently. You can choose someone who shows up, who stays consistent, who doesn't need fixing, someone who is already whole. And so are you. Imagine a different kind of relationship. Someone who chooses you clearly. No confusion, no mixed signals, no games. Just honesty and peace. At first, it might feel unfamiliar, maybe even a little uncomfortable, but that's not a bad thing. That's growth. Because the real upgrade in your life isn't finding a better person, it's becoming someone who no longer feels at home in chaos. So the next time you feel yourself falling for someone who feels broken, stop for a second, breathe, and remember this one truth. If it costs you your peace, it's not love. And if something in this video made you stop and reflect, if you saw a part of yourself in these words, then maybe this wasn't just a video. Maybe it was a mirror. Before you leave, do one thing for yourself. Choose peace over intensity. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose yourself, just this once. And if you want more real, honest conversations like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay connected. Because sometimes one small shift in how you see things can change your entire life. And remember, you don't fall for broken people. You fall for what feels familiar. Now it's time to choose something better.